Hello, hello, hello. Good morning from the beautiful Coombe Woods. So beautiful. Love it, love it, love it, love it here. So this golden nugget for you guys this morning is your focus is your most precious reserve on this planet. Because what you focus on is what you empower. And your focus is your thoughts, your feelings, your your energy, your actions, your habits, and that brings whatever it is you're focusing on into creation. And so today I wanted to talk about the decision in America, because I know, right, that this has sent shockwaves through the system, and now America are behind, like somewhere, is it Saudi Arabia or somewhere? I can't remember. Anyway, I haven't really watched it, to be honest. I'm aware of it, right? I'm aware of it, but I'm not paying attention to it. There's two very separate things. And I'm not saying that if your calling is to go and protest, don't do that. I'm just saying that's not part of my aligned actions, but these are just some of the observations that I want to talk about. So on the one hand, I've seen a couple of posts from women saying that this is a war on women and how dare they have a right to control our bodies. They're not wrong, by the way, right? And I can't remember what the other one. Oh, and if you agree with this, then please unfriend me now. We don't share the same values. So that's one perspective. I saw another post from someone, so I don't know her, I've never met her, but she's on social media and I really like her posts, right? But one of the things that she said was, you know, I take responsibility for my own body, and I respect the body that God's given me to create life, and I can't remember the rest of the message, right? And then I think she said something like, that's all I have to say about that. Now, you can interpret that however you want. I've got to be honest, it jarred me a little bit because I was like, you know, we do make mistakes sometimes, right? You know, so it was a little bit like that. So that was the second perspective, right? And I know there's going to be a lot of religious perspectives out there that are like abortion is a sin and blah, blah, blah. And then they, you know, it's comparison around carrying guns and all sorts of stuff. So the first thing that I want to talk about was sovereignty. You have sovereign... Oh, sorry, just got a bit distracted. You have sovereign... what was I going to say? You are a sovereign being. And you have a sovereign right to create your reality from your own free will. No one takes that away from you, not even God. He always gives you the choice, right? He, she, living creator gives you the choice. It doesn't interfere. Anyway, and loves you unconditionally at the same time, which kind of brings me on to my second point. And so all these systems and institutions and everything that we've had set up are just like mass formations of structures of the limited mind, which is designed to preserve like the egoic self, right, or the part of you that is limited, the part of you that is scared to change and to discover and to learn new things, and wants to keep everything the same, also known as homeostasis. It does go a little deeper than that, but don't really want to get into spiritual warfare and stuff, because I kind of think that's an extension of the same thing. Anyway, point being is self-empowerment or empowerment is really about understanding the power that lies within you, which is your focus, right? The unconscious mind, you know, where you make good decisions or bad decisions, how to be able to spot red flags, how to become more loving yourself, how to recognize the own agenda within you, right? because you have an unconscious agenda too, like whether you are aware of it or not, you do. And I check on mine, and I was highlighted to one of the things that I did on Friday, and I was like, oh, holy crap. like, I didn't mean to do that, right? But and then I went back and apologized. It wasn't a huge thing, but it's still really important to me because I want to be in truth, and I want to be in integrity, right? And I want to be coming from a place of love, not from a place of arrogance, and not from a place where it really doesn't work for everyone, because everyone is entitled to their own journey. And then the second one that I want to talk about was really about compassion and forgiveness and love and mercy and understanding unconditional love, right? Which is really the underpinning of everything. Like, if it wasn't for unconditional love, we wouldn't even be here, right? We wouldn't even have, the kind of progress that we've seen, because love is always with us, right? Love is always encouraging us. Love is always trying us to help us make good decisions and to live in harmony and all of those kind of things. So with the second perspective, I totally support it. I totally understand it. But at the same time, I don't want anyone who has made a mistake to feel persecuted by it, because actually abortion is not something that doesn't weigh on your conscience. Whether you come out with it from a logical perspective or not, it weighs on your conscience. And to make the decision to release a life, it is a heavy decision, no matter what your surface level identity might be thinking. It affects you emotionally. And sometimes the abortion comes from a state of powerlessness. Like, literally, there are people that get attacked and things like that. And then also you can have emotional cycling where you're in unhealthy situations, you're in unhealthy patterns. Maybe you've got sexual addiction or something like that. It's not about condemnation. And then the third thing that I wanted to say, which is really understanding how to be mature and how to be responsible, is really the only way that you actually call your power back to you, because then you take responsibility. It's responsibility for everything that's in your life, because without that, you will be giving your power away to something else, right? That's outside of you, and that owns you. And it's not about not asking for help. It's not about doing it all by yourself. In a sense, it is, right? But in another sense, the asking for help and support is you making the decision to ask for it, right? Is you deciding and committing to understanding who you are and having better choices and seeing the compartments of the mind so that you can actually focus where you really want to focus, right? And what you really want to create, and really bring love into your life, right? Like, in a way that works for everyone. Because honestly, like, to go through the process of abortion not only costs you time and money, and is emotionally draining and can have an impact on your conscience for years and years, but like, prevention is always better than cure. That's what I think personally. Like, you're meant to enjoy your life and thrive, and you might have small challenges to overcome, right? Because it's supposed to be fun to learn something new, right? Like, when a child learns to do something new, there's a sense of achievement, right? But it's not. It's really a fine line, right? Because a sense of achievement is knowing that you can create, you can imagine and create, and really have fun. It's not about receiving love, and that's how we're conditioned, right? We're conditioned that once you achieve something, then I'm going to be loved. It's not actually. You're always loved, no matter what. And again, you're powerful to believe whatever you want. One of the things that I know is that I don't know everything, but from my experience, this is really what resonates with me. And so taking that responsibility will help you lead a more satisfied life, right? Which means that even if you have to move through pain, even if you're going through, unraveling the resistance in your unconscious mind, and you're growing into maturity, you're actually not meant to suffer, right? So you can decrease the level of pain that we currently have, right? And really move into satisfaction, love, joy, and peace. So my question to you today is, what are you choosing? And how are you being loving towards yourself? Because, we have already like lots of condemnation, lots of judgment, lots of separation. We have all of that. And when we have, people that think that you should be understanding of someone else's situation by supporting that situation, when actually you might not have really any interest in that situation. Not because you don't love them, but because it's just you've got other things to focus on, right? Like, we live in a really big world, and there's so much stuff that you can get involved with, right? So, like, I don't go and hang out in menopausal women's groups because, like, for me, it's just not a focus in my life, right? But what I do, and what I'm intentional with, is doing the work on myself, because I know that I need to, right? And then the second thing is to really get up every single day, be of service, create value in alignment with who I feel called to be, in alignment with where my natural gifts are, in alignment for the people that are waiting for me to help them, right? Like, and it's such a simple concept. We have so much fear around selling, and yet most people will go to a job every day that they absolutely hate to receive money, which is a bit bonkers, right? Because you've already sold your soul to the devil, so to speak, if you're doing that, right? So when you're providing a service, it's really coming from your heart, and it's really coming from a place of intention, and it's an exchange, right? It's not about hoodwinking people, or it's not about having power over someone else. It's really about how much value can you add, and how much value can you receive, so you can add more value and do more things and go and contribute, and whatever is in alignment for you, right? Like, so for example, people who are coming up with solutions for the earth, and how we can have like bamboo cutlery and things like that. And as we go through and we remember, we'll get more and more ideas and innovations that just work better, right? That just work better, because we need the earth, but the earth also needs us. There's a notion that the earth doesn't need us, but there is actually another ocean theory that the earth does need us, right, to sow good seeds. So that was really what I wanted to share today. Now, I didn't really want to talk on this topic, to be honest, because I know it's such a sensitive topic, and there's a lot of emotions flying around. And one thing that really made me laugh last week was, the phrase of humans are way too sensitive, right? Which means they're very reactionary because they've not dealt with any of their feelings. And then at the same time, they're completely desensitized because they're burying their feelings, right? And they don't have time or patience to really listen and see a different perspective once they've formed an opinion, or once something has become a fact for them. But here's a novel idea, right? What if we just accepted that every human being on this planet is wrong at some level, right? And we were just open and willing to be better and to learn, and to let Creator guide us, let our intuitions guide us, to not be afraid, to know that we can recover from anything, and to step on each of our individual, purposes, whilst respecting others and staying in our own truth, right? So just want to finish on this because I think it's important, right? Unconditional love really does also mean preferences too. So if you do see something wrong, I think it's really important to have communication, but just understand where that communication is coming from. So I saw someone this weekend who hit their dog on the head with a stick, and I could have let it go. I could have been like, you know what, you know, it's just a little tap or whatever and whatnot. But I could see the rage that it was done with, and so I didn't. I spoke up. I was like, you know, I can't remember what I said now, but I basically spoke up. And like, the initial response was a little bit angry, but when this person heard what I was saying, they took full responsibility for it, right? They stopped projecting their emotions, and they were just very truthful about where they were at, right? Because they are struggling, and they apologized, and then they came and gave me a hug and said thank you, right? But here's the really important point. It wasn't because I said nothing. It wasn't because I was ignorant. It wasn't because but that action for me was aligned in that moment. Like, that felt like something I should do, right? For my own conscience as well as the other person's. Excuse me. But again, like, it's not to be superior to them. It's not to punish them, right? It's literally about bringing the truth to light. And I actually believe that if we felt unconditionally loved, we wouldn't have like 3/4 of the issues that we have on this earth. Like, I don't even think abortion would be that much of a topic, to be honest with you. But we're not there yet, right? We're still learning. We're like little babies in nappy training, and that's okay. It's okay. Right? It's okay. We are doing our best. It's going to get better. The more of us that step into, you know, taking full responsibility for ourselves and love and compassion, is to will really drive it that way. Because, okay, this is my last point, right? It's because we spiral in patterns, and we can either spiral in the same pattern, or we can spiral down, or we can spiral up. And if you spiral up, you're going to keep going up, right? It's non-linear. But if you are kind of already feeling stuck or spiraling down, then it just keeps going that way. Which is why it's so important for us to do the work, which is actually mostly play. It's kind of ironic, right? The more you play, the more you receive. The more you appreciate what you have, the more you're given. You know, like, it just is the way that nature works. It really is. Alright guys, this is a very long video. If you watched it all the way to the end, drop me a love heart emoji. Let me know if there's anything else that you would like clarity on, and I will do my level best to give you clarity regarding what I am aware of currently. Alright, take care. Bye.